Hello everybody, AJ Ryzik here, and we are following up from my Ubuntu-Mate 14.04 review. I am switching my main desktop over to Ubuntu-Mate 14.04. I was using just regular standard Unity, regular Ubuntu 14.04, switching over to the Mate version, and I'm just kind of going to go through the different things that I do for setting up my desktop. And like I said, this probably more for the new users, but even more experienced people, you may get some ideas and whatnot. I will say that for the more experienced user, just kind of bear with us as I explain details on stuff that you may think is kind of simple and whatnot, but some of the stuff is going to be geared more for the new users, so they know how to add themes and icons and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, there were a few things that I had to add already just so that I was able to do my screen recording in that, and so I'll just kind of give you a quick overview of what I've done so far. Um, A simple screen recorder is what I use for my screen recording, so obviously I had to add that. I also added Synaptic Package Manager just because I detest the Ubuntu Software Center. So you can either go and open your terminal and do sudo apt-get synaptic, and that will get you the Synaptic Package Manager for adding software, or you can actually go into the Ubuntu Software Center and add Synaptic from there. Um, I'm not the biggest fan of the Software Center, so I will do whatever I need to do so that I can avoid going to the Software Center. Anyway, so I added those two, and I did add one other thing, and that if you look up here at the top panel, you can see the little the calendar. And what that is it's the Google Calendar indicator, and it lets you go and interface with Google Calendar. And the reason that I already added it was because I wasn't sure whether it would work with the Mate desktop, so I went ahead and added it, just so that I can see whether it works or not. But I'll as I'm going through the video, I'll show you how you would add that. In case you want to add that, because I know I'm sure I'm not the only person out there that uses Google Calendar, and there's a couple different ways that you can work with Google Calendar on your desktop. I mean, obviously you can go right to the Google Calendar website and go that route, but this indicator is pretty good. If you just click, it'll give you a list of your upcoming events, and then you can click on Show Calendar. Popped up on my other screen, and it'll show all the various items that you have on your calendar. So anyway, like I said, I did add that just because I wasn't sure whether it would work with the Mate desktop or not, and obviously it does. Uh, so anyway, probably the place I'd like to start is adding some PPAs. And so let's go and we'll go and click on our system, and where are we going to go? Well, let's just go ahead and we'll open up Synaptic. Because we're going to need that open anyway. And if you go under settings and click on repositories, it opens up your software and updates. Obviously you could just go ahead and go to software and updates, but since we're going to need Synaptic open anyway, might as well go this route. Anyway, go over to other software, and you can add PPAs from this page right here. You can also add them via terminal, but at least me, I think this way is easier. Oh, anyway, when I was talking about that Google Calendar indicator, this PPA right here, and I'll leave a list of all the PPAs that I add down in the show description, but this PPA right here, that's the one that has that Google Calendar indicator on it. So anyway, I've got a couple other PPAs I'm going to add here, and let's see, where we at? Okay. And I've got a little text document here that I've got a list of the PPAs that I commonly add, just so I've got it for reference every time I go and do a fresh install. Okay, this first one, PPA Ubuntu-Wine. This is, everybody knows what Wine is, the Windows. I forget what the acronym stands for, but so that you can run Windows programs on your Linux desktop. This PPA keeps you with the most recent release of Wine, so I always had that. And let's see. And then I've got one for LibreOffice too. PPA LibreOffice / PPA does the same thing, and they're really good about getting the updates posted to their PPA. When LibreOffice 4.4 came out, the day after the release, they already had their PPA updated, so they're real good about keeping that updated. All right. All right, fan club / grive-tools. Grive allows you to add Google Drive to your desktop, to your Linux desktop. So definitely a good PPA to add if you use Google Drive. All right, one more repository to add here, and that is, let me copy it from here. Come on. There we go. Okay, this one right here, Kdenlive is what I use for my video editing, and this will keep you up to date with the latest release of Kdenlive. And once again, from my experience at least, very good about staying up to date on getting the most recent releases on that PPA. So anyway, I got all those added. We're going to close this up, and you'll get this little message saying repository changed. You want to reload your repository information, and it'll take a few seconds for it to do that. And then once that's done, we will start adding our software via Synaptic right here. So the software that I need to add, we just talked about, I need to add Kdenlive for my video editing. And we are going to add Wine. And like you can see right here, Wine version 1.734. I think that that Ubuntu 14.04, the version that's in the default PPAs is like 1.6, so it gets you a more recent release. So, and while I'm adding Wine, I'll also add Wine Tricks and Play on Linux, all for adding Windows software. So I've got that. I use Audacity for audio editing. So I add that. Let me look at my notes here. And then we talked about Grive for adding Google Drive, and you want the one called grive-tools. We want Dropbox. Now I'm going to do Kaja Dropbox, but and I'm not sure if that's been updated, but in the past Kaja Dropbox did not work, but Nautilus Dropbox did. So we'll see if Kaja Dropbox has been updated so it will work. And basically the Nautilus Dropbox, it just pulls down the default Dropbox software from right from the Dropbox homepage, and so it basically, no matter what, it's going to give you the correct version that you need. Okay, and I'm sure I'm going to end up having to come back and add something later on, but I think I got the bulk of what I need here. So just click apply, and you can see all this stuff's going to be updated, downloaded, and all that. And it's just a matter of waiting for it to download and install. So I'm going to pause the video while all that's going on, and then we'll come back. Alright, we're back. All that stuff has been installed, and now there's a few other things that I'm going to install that they're not coming from the repositories. They're stuff I'm pulling off of the internet. One is my preferred browser is Chrome, so I came to the Chrome website, going to download it, and we'll grab the 64-bit Debian, accept and install, and I'm going to save it. I always do that when I'm downloading something to install. I save it first and then install it afterwards. It's just the way I do things. And as far as browsers, if you don't like Firefox, there's plenty of alternatives out there. Like I said, I like Chrome. If you want if you like the Chrome type browser but want to go open source, there's the Chromium browser, which you can download from the Software Center or using Synaptic. And like I said, there's other browsers. There's if you don't care that it's not open source, there's the Opera browser, and like I said, there's tons of them. There's the Epiphany. That's the one I was trying to think of, the one from the Gnome team. But like I said, all kinds of browsers out there. Just pick and install what you like. And the other piece of software I was downloading is Scrivener, which is what I use for my novel writing. It's kind of one of those specialty tools that for most people, LibreOffice or even like Abbey Word will get the job done for doing just about any kind of writing stuff you want to do. Scrivener, it's specifically for really long works, like if you're writing a novel or a screenplay or that sort of thing. And I keep meaning to do a review of it, but haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll get to that soon. Anyway, they've got both a Windows version and a Mac version. There's also, and I'm going to download the Windows version and I'll install it with Wine. But there is, let me go and get this downloading first. There is a Linux beta version. Let me think where. I think if you click free trial, yeah, there. If you come down here to Scrivener for Linux, you can go to the Linux community forum for Scrivener, and then you can download their beta release. Okay, we got that stuff downloaded, so let's go and let's open up downloads, and we will go and install Google Chrome. So I'm going to right click it, and something that I realized that I forgot to install when I was installing stuff with Synaptic is GW package installer. So I went back and installed it, and what GW is for any of your Debian files that you download and install. It's an installer, allows you to not have to use the Software Center to install Debian packages. So highly recommend it. So anyway, just select it, click install package. It'll ask you for your password. Boom, it'll install. Okay, that is installed. And okay, and we'll install Scrivener now. And I will, let me close this up, and I will open up Play on Linux. And why, I don't know, but under games is where Play on Linux always ends up being categories. And I guess it's because you can use it to install Windows games, and that's what a lot of people use it for. But yeah, why I'm guessing that's the reason it's classified under games. Anyway, we're going to use this to install Scrivener. So we're going to click install. The first time you use Play on Linux, you got to wait for it to go through this whole, I guess it's like a setup. And I'll tell you what, I'll pause while it's doing this thing. Okay, all that finished up. So let's go and do our install now. So we're going to install a non-listed program. Okay. Next, install a program in a new virtual drive. Scrivener. And let's see here. Use another version of Wine, configure Wine, and we're going to install some libraries. Well, we'll just use the system 32-bit and give it a second so it can create its virtual drive. And then we're going to configure Wine so that Scrivener looks a little nicer and is a little more readable. Want to add font smoothing, RGB, and then we need, let's see here, let me find it. We need the core fonts. Font smoothing. We want the Luna theme. And the Tahoma fonts. And that should do it. And basically the reason for that, like I said, is just kind of dress things up a bit. Make it a little more readable and whatnot. And it'll take it a minute to download some of this stuff, so I'm going to pause again. Okay, all that stuff installed. We are now going to actually finally get to install Scrivener. So select the file to run, and let's see, where was that? Downloads, Scrivener, open, next, and it will install Scrivener for me. And you can see all this stuff is starting, and just go through just like installing any other program. And that's basically it for for installing a program via Play on Linux. Really easy to do. And that's it. Alright, now that I have basically all the software installed that I want to install, I'm going to set up my desktop the way that I want it set up now. So, first thing I'm going to do, let's change our desktop background. And let's see, go and add one and go to my pictures. There we go. Okay, so we got that going for us. I am going to get rid of the bottom panel because I always just use one panel. Now let's tweak this one up here. I do not like that menu, so that's gone. Get rid of the quick launch for that. And now we're going to add the Mate menu. And what else do I need? And this window selector is a bit more compact than the other one. Basically, you click on it and it'll give you a drop down of all of your different windows to select, rather than having them spread across the taskbar. So I like that kind of a setup better. Okay, so now that I got those things added, let's go and okay, we're going to move this over to there. Move this guy, oh, probably about there is fine. And we'll move time and date right to the center. That looks pretty well centered, I think. And we'll move these indicators over to the side. There we go. And I think that is about it that I want to add to my panel. But I mean, you can see all the different stuff that that is available that you can add to your panel. You know, there's quite a variety there. Now there is let me find it. Yeah, the search for files. I really haven't had a chance to play with that much, but I'm gonna maybe I'll add that, and we'll see what that's like for looking up our various files and whatnot. So you can go and click, and then if you type in the name of a file, it should pull it up for you. Now, as far as theming, you know, I'm fine with one of the ones that we have available that's already installed. Let's go and we'll pull open appearance. You know, I'm any of those is pretty much fine with me. This green Laguna looks interesting. Just a blue Menta. Those look pretty cool. Anyway, like I said, I'm pretty much fine with those. But if there's something different that you want, there's a couple of routes that you can go for your theming. All right, let's go to let me open up the browser. One place to get themes is Gnome Look. And we want a GTK2 theme. Mate is not compatible with GTK3, so now some of your themes, they might have both GTK2 and 3, like this one down here where it says clear looks. You've got GTK2 and 3, so you'll be able to use that. But if it is just 3, you won't be able to use it. So let's go and let's see what we got here. What we got? Find something interesting. I don't know what we got. This looks interesting. This Mint X mod, and you can see right here it says that it's been tested on Linux Mint 17, Cinnamon, Mate, Xface. Let's give that one a try. Okay, So we will download it and we'll save it to our downloads. Okay, so that's downloaded. Let's go and we'll open up our home folder and let's go and do the extra pane. Okay, so downloads, and you can see downloaded right there. And I had to pause the video for a minute, but while I did that I went ahead and extracted. But you can just go and right click and do extract here. It gets our Mintex mod bundle, and you can see you got Mintex mod flat. I'm just going to go and copy Mintex mod, and then now we're going to go to, first let's view, we need to see our hidden files. Go to our file system and we want, where is it, user, share, scroll on down, let's find themes, and we're going to right click on themes, open it as administrator, put in our password, okay, and now this is opened as, administrator. Right click again somewhere inside of here and we're going to paste in our new theme, the Mintex mod. And now if we did this right, let's go pull open appearance. There it is right there. That's a cool dark theme. And you can go then and customize basically everything on these themes. That's one of the things I like about and make whatever kind of border you want, all that kind of stuff. Okay, anyway, so that's one way to go and install a theme. Like I said, there's all kinds of neat themes that they got available. Anyway, that's one way to do it. Another, let me go and close that up, is via PPA. And there's a couple of sites that have theme PPAs. Probably the one that's got the most is Noob's Lab. And if you just go see where it says themes, yeah, get rid of that. They always have that pop up on there. Go to themes for Ubuntu and Linux Mint, and we're using Ubuntu 14.04, and we will need one that is GTK2 compatible. So like let's say for example, well, some of these are just GTK3. This ambience right here, GTK, it should have both 2 and 3 on it. Yeah, that is both 2 and 3. So that would be an example of one that you could use. And then like this ambience dark over here says just GTK. So it's probably got both 2 and 3 on there. But anyway, you can just go through the list and they will give you, let me go and open one just so I can show you. They will give you instructions on how to install it via terminal. You can see right there, it tells you how to do it by the terminal. You just follow the directions and then go back into appearance and change your theme around. This is also a place to get icons, and just as an example, I will show you how to do that. Well, let's see what we got here. All kinds of good stuff there. Let's see, the fan. There we go. The Fanza, I guess is how you pronounce it. I always like that that icon theme. So let's install that. So let's get our terminal. And well, let's keep on scrolling down here. Here's our instructions on how to do it. And we'll shrink that up a little bit. All right. And you can just simply copy and paste into your terminal, and boom, you're good to go. Okay. She is installing. Basically just wait for that to install, and then we'll pull open Appearance again and select that icon theme. So what you need to do is, after you got themes open, you go to Customize, go to Icons, and there we go, Fans, and that's what we got there. Well, I think that about finishes things up on this video. Be sure to leave any questions, comments, all that kind of stuff down below. As always, I'm happy to do up a video demoing how to do whatever you got a question on, and we'll go from there. Give us a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.